Dear children, very pleasant and cheerful morning. I hope you all are healthy, happy, and safe at home. Welcome back to chapter 2 from Trade to Territory. In our previous session, we discussed about the Battle of Plassey, the Battle of Buxar, Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore, and the war with the Marathas. We will discuss about the climb to paramountcy, the doctrine of lapse, setting up a new administration and the company army in today's class. Under Lord Hastings, a new policy of paramountcy was initiated. Under this, the company claimed that its authority was paramount or supreme. Hence, its power was greater than that of Indian states. When the British tried to annex the small state of Kittur, Karnataka today, Rani Channamma took to arms and led an anti-British resistance movement. But she was arrested in 1824 and died in prison in 1829. Rayana was an Indian military chief officer and warrior in the Kittur princely state of Karnataka. He was the army chief of the kingdom of Kittur, ruled at the time by Rani Channamma. Rayana, a poor Chaukidar of Sangoli in Kittur. Chaukidar means servant. A poor Chaukidar of Sangoli Kittur carried on the resistance. He destroyed many British camps and records, but he was caught and hanged by the British in 1830. Dear children, you will read more about several cases of resistance later in class 8 history. Later in 1830s, the East India Company became worried about Russia. The British, who wanted to secure their control over the northwest, fought a prolonged war with Afghanistan between 1838 and 1842 and established the indirect company rule there. Sindh region was taken over in 1843 and Punjab next. The presence of Maharaja Ranjit Singh there held back the company, but after his death in 1839, two prolonged wars were fought and Punjab was annexed in 1849. Lord Dalhousie devised a policy that come to be known as the doctrine of lapse, a policy that declared that if any Indian ruler died without a male heir means official child, his kingdom would become the part of company's territory. Satara in 1848, Sambalpur in 1850, Udaipur in 1852, Nagpur in 1853 and Jhansi in 1854 were annexed under this doctrine. In 1856, the company also took over Awadh and the people of Awadh joined the great revolt that broke out in 1857. Dear children, let we move on to our next topic, that is setting up a new administration. Warren Hastings, Governor General of India from 1773 to 1785, introduced several administrative reforms, most famous of which were in the areas of justice. He also played a major role in the expansion of company power, and by the end of his time, the company had acquired power in Bengal, Bombay and Madras. British territories were broadly divided into administrative units called presidencies. A new system of justice was established in 1772. Each district was to have two courts. One is a criminal court, Faujadari Adalat. Adalat means court, and a civil court, Diwani Adalat. Maulvis and Hindu Pandits interpreted Indian laws for the European district collectors who presided over civil courts. The criminal courts were still under a quasi means judge, and a mufti means jurist, who is an expert in details of the legal system, but under the supervision of the collectors. In 1775, 11 Pandits were asked to compile a digest of Hindu laws based on Hindu Dharma Shastra. And Sri N.B. Halhed translated this digest into English By 1778, a code of Muslim laws was also compiled for the benefit of European judges. Under the Regulation Act, under the Regulating Act of 1773, a new Supreme Court was established and a court for appeals, the Sadar Nizamat Adalat, that means the Supreme Court, was also set up at Calcutta. The collector was the principal figure and his main job was to collect revenue and taxes and to maintain law and order in his district with the help of judges, police officers and darogas. Darogas means officials. His office, called the collectorate, became the new center of power and patronage. Dear children, I am repeating again, under the Regulating Act of 1773, a new Supreme Court was established and a court for appeals, the Sadar Nizamat Adalat, was also set up at Calcutta. The collector was the principal figure and his main job was to collect revenue and taxes and to maintain law and order in his district with the help of judges, police officers and darogas. Darogas means other officials. His office, called the collectorate, became the new center of power and patronage. In the early 1800s, the British began to develop a uniform military culture for its forces in India. The company soldiers, many of whom were Indians, were increasingly subjected to European style training, drill and discipline that regulated the change their lives far more than before. By the end of 19th century, the British East India Company in India was transformed from a trading company to a territorial colonial power and ruler. Dear children, this brings to an end of the chapter from trade to territory. Let us briefly recapitulate the lesson in the earlier cities in a nutshell. Listen carefully to know the complete story of the British East India Company in India was transformed from a trading company to a territorial colonial power and ruler. Dear children, what did you learn in this lesson? The control of India by the 18th century had passed from the hands of the Mughals to the British Raj. After defeating the last major Indian rulers like Tipu Sultan, the Marathas and Bahadur Shah Jafar, the last Mughal emperor, the British started spreading their courts and military. They easily won small battles because of internal rivalries among the local rulers. The East India Company, with support from the government of Britain, started expanding its business and area in India in the 17th century. This brings to an end of this lesson. I hope all could have understood this lesson. Thank you children. Stay home, stay safe and stay blessed.